Right.
So in level 3 grammar, this is our last level of ESOL for grammar. So it's a kind of an intense course. We're going to dig really deep into some grammar concepts. We're not really going to focus on verbs, verb tenses, and things like that. That was more the foundation of level 1. But we're going to get into some really specific things like noun clauses, adverb clauses, connectors, I think is one, or conditionals, um, and some other fun stuff. So I'm excited about that. And as you will see in my classes, I like to put the student in the center of the class. So as much as I can, I like for you guys to interact together, to practice your speaking. There will be days when I give you control of this online platform so you can share documents. We'll do speaking practice, and also for homework, you'll also record some videos so you can practice more speaking. Um, so I've got lots of things planned for us. We will do a little bit of writing in each chapter as well. Okay, so you guys can practice that. My goal for you guys, not only to learn English better, but is to be able to pass the TSI test if you choose to take that. And it's got reading and writing on it. And reading and writing is actually together. They changed the test. I don't know if you guys heard, but this month they changed the TSI test. So now reading and writing is together as one test. Um, so that's another one of my goals for you is to be ready for that test. And really, what you should do is take writing or reading if you need that. But like I said before, grammar is a foundation course. It's here to help support your reading and writing, listening, and speaking. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about the class or questions for me before we look at the syllabus? Any questions?
No, no, I'm okay.
Okay, good. And Marty, I just want to ask you, have you taken a TCC class before online, like this one?
No.
Oh, this is your first one.
Yeah.
Well, you are doing so good. You've got control of your microphone and you found the chat box. I see your messages in the chat, and I love
Okay.
that. I love that you are typing things to me while I'm talking.
So
I love to
all of
interact with
you
students.
seen my message?
Yeah, I can see your messages.
Okay, okay.
So yes, I encourage you to type questions or responses or anything in the chat as I'm talking. You can also click on this little button. If you look down at the bottom of your screen, there's a little person raising their hand. And if you click on that, yeah, exactly. See, I can see that you clicked it, Mari. If you click on that, it just shows me that you want to ask a question. And so you're welcome to do that as well anytime that I'm talking. And then you can turn on your microphone. So you've probably seen the little microphone button at the bottom. Let's talk about this for just a minute because this is online course. And of course, we all want to be face to face. And it's just so frustrating to do this online yet again for us. But let me just show you some of the things that I would like this semester. First of all, sometimes there's noise in the background, and it's not just you guys, it could be on my side as well. There's a dog that's right outside my window that likes to bark when I'm teaching a class. And some of you might have kids, at your home that are making noise. I just want you to know from the beginning that that's okay with me. I don't feel um, frustrated with you, and I expect those things to happen because we're not in a classroom, right? So there's going to be phones ringing, noises, all that type of stuff. Don't feel bad if that happens. My suggestion is to click on the mute button, the little circle microphone at the bottom of your screen. And if you have noise around you, just mute your microphone. Sometimes students keep their microphone on, but I can hear noise coming from them. Like, Walter, you have an earpiece, and I can't hear anything now. Now it's perfect. But sometimes a student might brush that earpiece on their microphone so we can hear this noise, or it could be an air conditioner behind you. I mean, anything can make noise, right? So if I hear noise and I feel like it's starting to distract from teaching, I am going to mute your microphone. So I have the control, I can do that. But don't feel like it's because I don't want you to talk, because that's not true. I do want you to talk. I want you to ask questions and respond. I ask a lot of questions in class, so I want you to be ready to turn that microphone on and off as needed, okay? And the same with the video button. I like it when we have our videos on, like our camera, but I also understand sometimes you have something in your background or it's just distracting. So if you have kids running around, um, and you feel like you need to have your video off, then you can do that. You're free to do what you want. Okay. Any questions about that, about how to use this collaborate screen?
No.
No.
Okay. Well, everything sounds great today. Everything's quiet on my side, on your side. So let's just continue. First, I want to show you, especially you, Mari, because this is your first semester, your first class using the online platform. Mari, do you know about your MyTCC email? Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure. I think I sent you some messages there and you responded. So I want to make sure you could see that.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's talk about the syllabus first. I'm going to show you my screen and we'll go through this. And I'm also recording this right now, and I will post this video in Blackboard, and I'll show you where I'm going to put it later. So if you need to come back and look at it or watch the video, you can. Can you guys see the white paper here on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. I know it's really small, but on the top left of your screen, there's a box with a magnifying glass in it, like a little circle. If you click on that, it will zoom in and you can see more. It will help you read this if you need to. But basically, this is the syllabus for our class, and it's kind of long. I think it's about 10 or 12 pages. So I recommend that you read that through this week and pay special attention to the parts that I highlight in yellow, okay? So today I'm just going to show you the basics of our class, but you can always come back to the syllabus if you have specific questions about grades or a textbook or things like that. So let's start with the first page, and in the middle of the page, you see it says materials. So I'm going to just show you in the camera view. If you look at the bottom, you can see the camera. This is what our book looks like. It's like a blue cover, and it has this My English Lab access code. Okay, so this is the same book that you see listed on the syllabus, Understanding and Using English Grammar. Okay, do you guys have your book yet? Does anybody have it?
No, I already bought it, but it's coming tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, Mari, what about you?
I bought arrive Thursday.
Okay, it's coming Thursday. Hey, that's great. To get your book in the first week is wonderful.
Yeah.
And by the way, Mari, have you ever taken a grammar class before?
Yes, I took grammar 1 and 2.
Okay, did you take it at TCC?
Yes.
Okay, but it was before the whole coronavirus thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, so it's been maybe a year since you've had a class, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, no problems. I'm glad that you've already taken the first two because that will help you with this level 3 here. So we're in good shape now. Okay, so back to the syllabus. Now, yeah, okay, you guys already bought your book, so I don't need to talk about the e-text and all that. Just make sure when you get your book, you open the front cover and you're going to see an access code that you scratch off and follow the instructions there on that front page of your book, and it will help you set up the My English Lab. Okay, so that's my goal this week is that we all have our book and we can get into the My English Lab. And Mari, did you use My English Lab in your previous class?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe you already have an account and you can just add my class. Do you know how to add a class?
Yeah, just with the code, right?
Right, yes.
Okay.
Okay, good. And you too, Walter, you might already have your account.
Yes.
So you might need to just add my class or add this product and then add my class or something. I'm not sure how that will work. But Walter, do you need me to show you how to add a class or do you remember?
No, I remember.
Okay,
I know
good.
how to do it.
Okay, so I posted the code that you need, the class code. I posted that in Blackboard. I put it in the announcements and also in the lesson folder. So you guys can do that this week after you get your book.
Yes, I read your post.
Okay, good. You guys are ahead of the game. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so let's look at the second page of the syllabus. And Walter, this is new for you that you were in my class before. I made a couple of changes. So it's highlighted here in the yellow part of the page. So to pass my class, to get credit, you need to do two things. You need to attend 85% of the classes. Now, attendance is not checked by you coming to the Collaborate video lesson, okay? It's okay if you miss the video lessons. That's not how I'm going to take attendance, okay? Attendance is recorded based on you checking your lessons folder, watching videos if you missed the class, and then making sure you're turning in the assignments in the week that I assign them, okay? So you get credit for a week of attendance if you are either participating in the video or watch the video later, and you're doing the work that is in the lesson folder. Okay, that's how I mark you as present. So if you have, let's say you have an emergency and you need to go back to Mexico or Argentina or something happens and you go a whole week, you don't watch the videos or check the lessons, then that will be 1 week of absence, right? So if you have 1 week of absence, that's okay. 2 weeks is okay, but more than 2 weeks is not good. So if you are absent more than 2 weeks, then I will not give you credit for this class. Okay, so keep that in mind. We all have emergencies, and sometimes we need to miss class, but just keep that in mind, no more than 2 weeks. And the second requirement for the class is to get 70% or higher average on your anything that I grade, okay? And my grading is very simple. I don't grade a lot of things every week. It's usually 1 or sometimes 2 things a week that I look for. And one thing is the chapter tests, and another thing that I grade is your videos of you practicing the things that we learned in the chapter. And there are some weeks where I don't grade anything. Like this week, I'm not grading anything, okay? But I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you the due dates and how you can know if something is a grade or not, okay? So we'll look at that in a minute. So make sure your average is 70% or higher. And if you look down at the bottom of this page, the grading policies, okay? You cannot retake a chapter test. So if you miss a chapter test, or if you take the chapter test and you get a really low grade, you cannot retake it. I don't have any other alternative tests, okay? So keep that in mind. Study before your test and just do your best on those, okay? And then another grading policy is late work. So my late work policy is very simple. If you are late on an assignment or a test, you have 48 hours, and that equals 2 days. You have 2 days to do the work and submit it. If you turn in it late, but it's only 1 or 2 days late, then it will be 10 points off. Okay, so if a test is due Friday night and you turn in your test Saturday night, I will have to mark 10 points off of the grade, okay? If you totally forget about it and it's Monday or Tuesday, then it's too late. It's going to be a 0, okay? And the reason is because I have to keep up with the grading in the class, and I want to make sure that we're that we're going through the class together. This is a synchronous class, so that means we're moving together at the same pace. And I don't want you to turn in late work if we're already studying something new, okay? Now, I exceptions to that rule, but you need to me and ask me before it's due, basically. You know, maybe if you sent me an email and said, I'm going to the funeral this weekend, I don't have time to do the test, can I have an extra week? I'll probably give you an extra week to do it, you know. But if you don't say anything and you just don't do it and it's 5 days later, well, it's just going to be a 0. Okay, any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, good. And I will always, well, I say always, I will try to remind you ahead of time. Hey guys, this is due on Friday. This is due on Friday. So if you're watching the videos and you're participating in the class, I don't think you're going to miss the due dates. So be organized about it. You know, make a calendar if you need to put the due dates on there. But like I said, the due dates are very simple. It's going to be either Friday night and then sometimes Sunday nights. And those are really the only due dates that I have, okay? So if it's Friday morning and you're like, wait, do I have something? Just go ahead and check and you'll see the due dates in the lesson folder. And last semester, everybody did really good with this. I think 1 or 2 people were late on maybe 1 assignment. But other than that, we got in a good rhythm and it was simple. Okay, a quick note up here at the top, because we're not face to face, and I have a busy life, you guys have a busy life, we need to have a clear understanding of email. So if you guys email me, you need to expect to wait 24 hours for a response. Now, a lot of times I respond right away, like even over the Christmas break. Remember, Walter, there was one day we were shooting emails back and forth,
Yeah.
during the break. So sometimes I'm online and I just respond quickly to your emails. Sometimes I am totally out of it, like I'm not even thinking about work. So it might take me a day to get back to you. So just be aware of that. And grades, when you submit an assignment, you should expect 3 days for me to grade that and post it in Blackboard. Okay. So I know some of you are like, well, I want to know what my grade is. You got to wait at least 3 days. Sometimes I can grade it in one day, but sometimes it takes longer. Okay, and then in the middle of the page, here's your 3 things that I grade. The tests, sometimes I'll give a quiz. A quiz will be more like something short, like maybe 3 questions about something I talked about in the last video. But test is going to be your major portion there. But the test and quizzes together are going to be 70% of your grade. The lab assignments will be 15% of your grade, and videos, which again is just you speaking, it's just speaking practice and you using the things from our chapter that we talked about. Okay, that will be 15% of your grade. So keep that in mind. Tests and quizzes are the most important part of the class as far as your grade. Okay, any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, we're doing good. Here's a quick look at the schedule. And I put the dates on the left in parentheses. So that would be like January 18th was yesterday. So that's Monday. So each week I put the dates so that you know when that week starts. So again, if you have an emergency or you're kind of lost, like, oh my gosh, I haven't watched the videos, where am I? You can go to the syllabus and look and kind of see which chapter we're going to look at, and then for the next week, what chapter we're looking at. Now, notice the chapters in here. We're starting with chapter 6. Okay, and I don't make decisions about what we study. That is the district of Tarrant County College. They make decisions about this book and which chapters. So they have chosen these chapters. And so that's what we're going to cover. 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 17, and 19. Okay? But I offer this invitation to you. If you want to go through this book and do more of the chapters, I can give you the answers to those chapters that we're not studying, and you can still work in that. And I'm also available outside of class to tutor you or help you if you have questions, okay? I have lab hours, which basically means I'm available to students to do a video chat, or we could do a phone call, or we can just email or whatever. But look at my office hours up here on the first page. Wednesday at 5:30 and Thursday at 12:30. Okay, I've got some time set aside to help students. I can also make other times if you just request it. Like let's say Monday, oh teacher, I really need help with something. Can we meet on Monday at 1 o'clock? If you email me ahead of time, I'm going to try to make some time available, because my goal is for you to feel supported and encouraged as you're learning, okay? So you might want to study chapter 1 for a little while and you have some questions. Go ahead and just request some time with me, or you can just email me questions, okay? Does that sound good, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and I only charge $100 an hour for that, so no problems there, right?
Okay.
Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding. It's all free and included in the price of this class. Okay, so you can see this week we're going to start looking at chapter 6, and we're doing our online lab registration. Okay, so there's a couple of more pages in here about plagiarism and cheating and different things that I don't want you to do, especially that now that we're online and it's so easy to copy from somebody else's work or, get help on a test or whatever. I don't want you to do that. So it kind of tells you the rules in there. You guys can read that later. So that's the syllabus. Any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, we're doing good. So next, I'm going to take you to the lesson folder. I just want to make sure that you know what's there and what to expect. Okay, so Walter, I know you already saw the lesson folder because you know where everything is, but it's a little bit different from last semester. This semester, I'm making it simpler and I'm just going to post videos. And in the video, I will tell you the assignments, what you need to do. So as long as you watch the videos, you should be able to keep up with the class. But what about you, Mari, or Walter, too, if you have a question? Do you guys have any questions about the Blackboard page?
No. I've been checking, and yes, it's true. It has some changes, but it's very simple.
Okay, good. Okay, so can you guys share, can you see my screen right now? The
Yes.
Blackboard. Okay, good. So on the left side is where you have all the navigation tools or the tabs. The start here, the help. The help will have a phone number you can call if you're having problems connecting to Blackboard or any type of technical problems. You can find that if you click on the help tab on the left side. And the syllabus I already told you guys about. I showed that to you. That's located here. And I'm trying to click on it, but my screen is frozen. Let me see. Let me try this again. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? It looks like my internet's kind
I
of
can
out
hear you
right
very
now.
well.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay. So it's not letting me click on anything. Hold on a second. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
And by the way, I forgot to say this before. Feel free to stand up and move around, get a drink of water or whatever you need during class. I don't mind. You might see me standing up because I don't like to sit down. So it's okay to move around. Okay, we're back on the page. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, this is your announcements page. Check this every day or every other day, okay? Because this is where I post important information. And as you can see, the class code for the MyLab is here in my most recent announcement. And then let's go to the lesson folder, which is on the left side. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So far I only have chapter 6 posted. There will be some more added as we go along. But chapter 6 is where we're starting this week. So everything that you need for chapter 6 is listed here in the overview. So we're going to do a total of 4 videos, which means 4 classes for chapter 6, okay? We'll go kind of slowly through this because I know some of you don't have your book yet, and so I'm giving this one 2 weeks. There's a discussion board in the middle. So basically what you need to do is you start at number 1 and you just follow along. So today is going to be video 6.1. And I will post that here in the folder. And then Thursday, we'll do the next video. And then Friday, you're going to have a discussion board assignment due, but it's not for a grade, okay? So that will be Friday. And then next week, we'll have video 3 and then video 4. And then at the end of next week, you will have your Go React video and your chapter test that's due. So if you just follow in order, you'll see what you need to do. If it's in the red letters, like 6 and 7, that means I'm going to grade it. Okay? So everything that's in the overview is also down here. So number 1 was video 6.1. So if you come down, you'll see it's video 1. That's today. Then we have video 2 and then the discussion board. Okay, so if you scroll down, you will see all of what you saw at the top of the page. Okay, does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, and some of this is hidden, like the test I have not posted to your Blackboard page yet because I don't want you to take it. So I have more things on my page than you have on yours. Okay, I just heard a sound. I was like, what's that sound? All right, so this week, like I said, we're just kind of getting our book and we're getting ready for class. The discussion board, you can click on this and start looking at it, but the topic is to describe yourself. What are your interests and hobbies? What influenced you to come to TCC? And tell us anything that you want to know. So we're just kind of practicing using the discussion board in Blackboard. So the discussion board is over here on the left side. If you click on that, you'll see the week 1, right? So this is due on Friday, the 22nd. And it tells you what to do. And if you click on that, then you can see I already posted my introduction. So I have some little information about me. You can read that. You can reply to my post if you want to. But when you are ready to do your introduction, okay, let's go back. When you want to do yours, I want you to open this page, and then you're going to go to Create Thread. So when you create thread, that means you are publishing your own assignment or introduction. So you can type in here, introduction. You can put your name if you want. And then answer the questions, right? And I have them up here. You can see them again. These are the questions. So you type your answer, and then you come to the bottom and you click Submit. Okay? That gives you your own post that everybody can read. Okay? Any questions about how to do that?
No.
No.
Okay, good. So that is kind of our Blackboard assignment for this week. We're not going to make any videos. We're just going to do some writing work this week. And then next week, I'll show you how to record a video and do that. So that's pretty much all the tabs here on the left. And there is a nice little organization feature here, if you look at calendar, this is another way to check your due dates. Okay, so remember I said the discussion board was due on Friday, the 22nd, right? But it's not for a grade. So it's not posted here on the 22nd. But next week on the 29th, you do have something that's due that I'm going to grade. And that is your Go React video presentation. Okay, so this might be helpful for you guys if you want to look and see what's due. And then I have the chapter test that I want you to do over the weekend, next weekend. So that will be graded as well. But this is another quick way to look for due dates. Just click on calendar, okay? You can also click my grades to see what I've graded, and then I also post comments so you can see the correct answers to whatever you missed. So you'll see that in my grades. Okay, I think that's it for Blackboard. Now I want to show you in my English lab. I just want to make sure you guys can get in here. So I'm going to log in. Feel free to ask questions if you think of any. Okay, so these are my products. As you can see, I have a lot. You guys don't have this many.
No.
You wish, right? Gotta be a teacher first. But like Walter, I know you have the black book that we did last semester. Well, you're going to add this product with your access code, okay? And then once you're in here and you put in your access code from your book, you will see some tabs here on the left, but you need to add my class first, okay? So don't start doing the work yet. You need to go up to settings and click join a course, okay? When you click on that, this is where you're going to put that course ID number that I put in Blackboard. You guys remember that?
Yes.
It's on the announcements page in Blackboard. That's where you're going to type this in, okay? So you go to settings and you click join a course. That's the first thing to do when you're in this My English Lab, okay? After you do that, okay, you can go to your main course page and you can start working on whatever you want to work on in chapter 6, okay? So your lab assignment will be due in 2 weeks, and all you need to do is complete 5 of any of these activities. Okay, so you can do some of these activities, like if you want to work on any of these, you just pick 5, okay, and you complete those. Walter, last semester, how long did it take you to do a lab assignment?
It depends. Maybe 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days? Is that like working 1 hour a day, or?
No, but I never did only 5 assignments. I did
Oh,
all
yeah,
of them.
that's right. Yeah,
So
you did
no,
more.
It's less. If you maybe
okay.
just one assignment, maybe in 20 minutes,
Okay.
quiet and patient, you can do it.
Okay. So one assignment, like one of these will take you maybe 20 minutes. And so each lab assignment, you need to have 5. So that's maybe maybe an hour and a half or something, right?
Yeah.
To 2 hours. So, and you can do more, like Walter, you like to do all of them, and that's fine. You can do however many you want, okay? But here's what you need to know for my class. Up at the top left, you will see assignments. Okay, and I'm going to pick, because I have so many courses, I need to pick Grammar 3. Whoops. You guys will not believe how many classes I've taught. Where's Grammar 3? There it is. Okay, so Grammar 3, and then you can see right here, this is the diagnostic test. Okay, this is not for a grade. Diagnostic means just practice, just to see what you already know. So this is what I want you to do this week. Okay, if you can do this test, that will show me that you know how to get around in my English lab. Okay, so you would click on this and you'll start doing the activity. It says no students have been assigned. Oh, well, that's because y'all aren't in here yet. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyways, you guys can see whenever there's a test that's due, you will come to assignments, and that's where you will find the test. Okay, so that's where I post the chapter tests, is in the assignments tab. Okay, any questions about that?
No.
No.
Okay, so I know that's a lot of information I'm just throwing into one class here, but we will continue talking about it if you get confused in the future, okay? So I want to stop all of that, and I want to do a quick little lesson for today to introduce chapter 6, okay? Now, you guys do not have your books yet, right?
Right.
So your wonderful teacher has already decided to copy one of the pages, and I have it here for you. So what you guys are going to do, this is from page 94 in your book. If you want to, you can write it down on a piece of paper. Page 94, that's where this is from. It's the beginning of chapter 6. So I'm going to turn off my video, and I want the two of you to talk through these together. You guys are going to see if you can answer these together. So it says, what do I already know? Write a C if a sentence has a correct verb and an I for incorrect. Oops, wait, this is not even the page. No! I thought I made a perfect page of this. You know what? No, I have a backup. That's for a different chapter. Hold on a second. I have another way to do this. I don't know how I ended up on that page. Let's go to the real page 94. It's going to be write C with sentences with a correct noun or possessive, and write I for incorrect. Yeah, that's the problem. I picked page 1 instead of page 94. Okay. Let me share my screen with you guys, and you'll be able to see the real page. Okay, can you guys see this? Chapter 6 nouns?
Yes.
Okay. You see how they look the same? Okay. So this is the real page here. Okay, can you guys see 1 through 13? Can you see all of those sentences?
Yes, I can
Yes.
see all of them.
Okay, great. So now I'm going to turn off my video, and I want you guys to talk about these together. So all you need to do on a piece of paper is you'll write number 1, and you'll put C if it's a correct sentence, and you put I if it's incorrect. Okay, so number 1, the knives in the drawer aren't sharp. So if you think that's a correct sentence, just put a C on your piece of paper. And I want you guys to talk about it, and let's see if together you guys can get all the correct answers. If you both disagree, then those are the ones I really want to talk about. So circle it if you both disagree and you're not sure. Okay, any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, so let me turn off my video. And y'all get to work. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What is your name?
Mari.
Mari. Mari Maria or just Mari?
Just Mari.
Okay, nice to meet you, Mari.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay,
So,
let's do this.
the first one, the nib in the dartboard arranged. I think it's incorrect
Why do you think that?
because nib
Knife?
plural.
Yes, it's plural. But yeah, it is. I think you have to write it with B.
With B, B-E-S, no
Yes,
F.
the knives in the drawer aren't sharp. Okay, incorrect. Fair
Uh-huh.
one, and let me write it in my paper. Where is my here? The first one, incorrect.
Incorrect.
The second one, how many potatoes do you need for the soup? I think that one is
I think it's
correct.
correct.
Okay, correct.
They're 3 years
Number
old, so
3.
is already reading.
Their
Is
3 years old son is already reading. Their why they're 3 years old.
they're
I
3.
think it's talking about a couple,
Uh-huh.
mom and dad. For example, if I'm talking about your mom and your dad,
They're
and your mom about you,
mhm.
but with another person, they're 3 years old. I think it's correct. What do you think?
Yes, they're 3 years old. I think it's correct. They're possessed, right?
But you know what? You know what? I have a doubt about this because sometimes I read about when someone is described how much age has a person, and never see, sometime I read it without the S at the end of years. They're 3 year old.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Maybe we can put a C and an I. Correct and incorrect.
3 years. Yes.
It's a tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you think? Correct or incorrect?
3 years
The 3 year old son is already reading, or the 3 years old? I think it's incorrect. I think we don't need the S. I don't
old.
know.
Without S?
Yes, they're 3 year old.
Yes.
Oh, well, let's put it correct, and then we're gonna see what Hannah.
Okay, 4.
Okay.
I live in a bridge house from the 1920s.
I don't know what bricks means. Let
House?
me found it in a dictionary. Brick,
Bricks. Brick.
brick, brick means. Oh, you speak Spanish, right?
Yes.
Ladrillo.
Oh,
I
okay.
live in a brick house. It's like we say una casa de cemento.
Uh-huh.
I live in a bricks house from the 1920s. I live in a bricks. Why plural? Bricks. I live in a brick house from the 1920s. Yes, it's correct. But I think we don't need the S. I live in a brick. I know you have a lot of bricks. I live in a bricks house. Yes, I think it's correct. What do you think? Do you have any
We
opinion?
can put S in bricks.
Bricks. Yeah, because it's plural. You build a house with many bricks.
Is count or non-count?
Is a count noun. No, bricks. Yeah, you can count it. How many bricks do you need to build something?
Sometimes I live in. I think it's correct.
Let's put it correct. Let's put a C.
5.
Astrid's mother is moving here. Is moving here from Norway.
Is moving here from Norway is a place?
I think is cardinal, point cardinal, north, east. She's coming for the north.
Okay. I think it's correct also, too.
Let's put a C or everyone.
Yeah.
Norway, let me check something. No, Norway is a place. It's like you said,
Yes.
it's a country.
Okay.
Norway is Noruega.
No. Oh.
Astrid's mother is moving here from Norway. Yeah,
It's
this is
correct.
That's very correct. Number 6. Let's read. For the sentences with the correct noun, possessive, and quantifier forms, and I for incorrect. Check your answer below and you complete each chart listed. Make any
6
necessary
is
correction.
incorrect.
6, both. My boys' beds needs. Yes, it's incorrect. My boys' beds.
I need an apostrophe for be possessive.
Yes. So C, 6 incorrect. Number. Where's my pencil? Number 7, right? I'm staying at the house of my brother for the summer.
I think it's incorrect.
Okay. I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you guys aren't done, but that's okay. It's just to kind of get you thinking about what's happening. Let's do number 7 and then we'll stop. What do you think about number 7, guys?
I'm staying at the house of my brother. Incorrect.
Incorrect, like an I?
Yeah.
I'm staying at the house of my brother from the summer. I think we need to correct the possessive.
Okay, how do we correct it?
I'm staying at my brother's house for the summer.
Okay. But can we use of to show possession?
Yes.
Yeah, we can, just like in Spanish, right? So we can use of to show possession, but it's not the most popular or most common way, right?
Right.
You don't hear it very much, like, oh, I
No.
need the milk of Walmart. Please get the milk of Walmart, or We don't use it a lot in English. So that's one of the things we'll talk about is when do we need to use the of for possession and when do we need to use the other form, like apostrophe S.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are really good things to get you thinking about this chapter. So I want to go ahead and give you the correct answers, and then we'll just jump into the chapter and I'll give you your homework before we go, okay? So number one, let's go back to number one. Mari, what do you think about number one?
Is incorrect.
Incorrect. So you put an I. That is correct. I mean, it's correct to put incorrect. Yeah, number one is I. Let's say that. The number one is I
Mm-hmm.
because of knives, right?
Yes.
Okay, how do we spell knives?
Knives.
Good. V. V as in Victor, we need there. Okay, good. And I will show you all of these answers in just a moment, okay? Just in case you need help with writing correctly. But number two, Walter, what did you guys say about that one?
It's correct. We put a C.
Okay, good. And we're focusing on the quantifier many, and then we have a plural count noun, potatoes.
Exactly.
And those go together, yes. Many goes with a plural count noun, and potatoes we spell with an ES at the end. So that one is all correct. Good. Number two is C. Number three, what did you guys decide for this one?
We have a
Question
doubt here, but we put C.
Okay. You mostly think it's correct, but you're not sure.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's not correct. This is a very common mistake with English language learners because you guys are used to saying, oh, we have three, we need years, right? Normally, yeah,
Yeah.
3 years.
I told you, Mary, I told
But
you.
normally you said the S, right? The S sounds weird.
No S.
Right. No S
No.
on years. Do you guys know why? Does anybody know
No.
why?
No, I don't. I like to know.
Well, I'm going to, that one is in section 6.2, which we're going to cover on
So
Thursday.
I have to wait.
But I will give you a hint. I'll give you a freebie. The reason is because 3-year-old is acting as an adjective. And adjectives are not plural. Okay, you probably heard that before in English, right? We don't have plural adjectives. Like we cannot say the blues houses. I can't say blues because blue is an adjective. We cannot make it plural. In Spanish, you do.
Yes.
What do you say? Las casas azules, right?
Exactly.
So you can change that blue and just go ahead and make it plural in Spanish, but in English we cannot. We do not have plural adjectives. So 3-year-old is actually an adjective. Do you see those little hyphens in the middle, like those little lines after three, after year? It's because we're connecting this and we're making this one adjective.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it's connecting it to make it one word. So I can also say she is, well, no, we would say she is, no, yeah, she is a 3-year-old girl, 3-year-old girl. So anytime you're describing son or girl or a thing, then we don't need to use the S on years, okay? So we'll look at more examples of that on Thursday. That's a very special kind of structure. It's called using a noun as an adjective. So that one will be a good lesson for us. Number 4 is kind of the same thing. Look at this one, bricks house. And you guys were talking about bricks is a count noun, right? Like more than one.
Yes.
So do you
But
think
in
number 4
this
is
case,
correct?
yes, we put that.
It's actually incorrect
Correct.
because brick here is an adjective. It's describing the house. So it's not a big house, it's not a small house, it's a brick house. So it's in the position of an adjective. Therefore, we cannot use that S. Okay? So again, we'll come back and talk about these on Thursday. This is a noun that's used as an adjective. And what did you guys get for number 5?
Correct.
Sí.
Astrid's mother is moving here from Norway. Yeah, that's correct. We got apostrophe S because it's the mother of Astrid. So when, yeah, you guys got that
So
one good.
if we want to use of in this case to make the sentence possessive, we're gonna say the mother of Astrid is moving here
Yeah.
from Norway. Oh,
Yeah, that would be using of correctly. And notice how we have to switch the words around. Mother of Astrid. We don't say Astrid of mother.
okay.
But in this case, Walter, like we were talking about, or you guys were talking about in number 7, we don't want to use of because the apostrophe S is the best way to use it in this sentence. And we're going to talk about why on Thursday. We'll look at that one. But yeah, number 5 needs to be apostrophe S like it is. And number 6, what did you guys say about that one?
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. And why?
The possessive apostrophe.
Yes, it's missing an apostrophe. So where are we supposed to put the apostrophe?
Boys.
I'm going to take you back to our homepage here in a second.
It's something different.
Does it? Yeah, I'm taking you to our answer key so you can see all of these clearly, okay? Zoom in if you want to and look on the left side, the yellow words on the left. These are all of the correct answers, just so you have them. So look at where they put the apostrophe.
Yes.
Did you guys want to put the apostrophe like B-O-Y apostrophe S?
Just one boy.
Right. Look at number 6 here on the left side. Both my boys. Boys has S and then apostrophe. Okay. So Mari,
Yes.
you already knew that, right? Oh, good. What about you, Walter? Did you know that we needed to have S and then apostrophe?
Yes. I think so.
Oh, good. Good. That's called a plural noun that ends with S, and it's a possessive. It's used as a possessive. So we have to put the apostrophe after that because it's plural. Okay, good. And number 7, you guys said incorrect, right? Because of the of. And that is right. We need to use apostrophe S, brother's house, not house of brother.
And what is the difference in this case?
The difference between the apostrophe S and the of?
Yes. Why can't I use it here?
That is in section 6-3 of your book. They'll give you examples, but basically it's because brother, the possessive word, is a person. And
Oh,
we just don't use of
with
with
person.
a person, like the house of my mother. Like we wouldn't say that. We just say my mother's house. The possessive word is mother, right? And we don't use it with of because
Okay.
it's a person. So did you notice up at the other one? What was the other one that had of?
Um, I don't remember. Let me check.
Something of my, was it?
I think it was number 6 or not.
Well, that one had it. Um, or maybe that was another example. I thought we talked about another one. Maybe this was the only one. But anyways, we will look at more examples. It's like when you have a person. So, yeah, oh, maybe it was boys' beds. We don't say the beds of my boys because boys are people.
Yes, but we were talking about one. It was correct.
Yeah. That's why we couldn't see the of. Yeah. So that's the simple answer. It's because the possessive word is a person. That's why we don't need to use of. Okay. And just in case you want to have all the rest of the answers, they're right here, 8 through 13. Your homework is going to be exercise 6 and 7. Now, I already have the answers up here. So if you want to come back and watch this video later tonight or Wednesday, you can and get the answers. But we will go over the answers on Thursday to exercise 6 and 7. Okay? So again,
Okay.
I'm recording this video so that you will have these answers, okay? So before we go, we've got about 10 minutes left. And there was one more thing I wanted to show you guys before you go. And I'm going to take you back to our book, okay? And this will get you ready to do your homework. Okay, so let's see. Can you guys see my screen? The
Not yet.
regular and irregular.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have your book now. That's why I'm showing you on my screen. So you can either take a picture of this, or you can just come back to the video and watch it. And we're in the last 10 minutes of our video. So I will post our video later this evening, and you can come back and look at this. I'm going to show you all of the homework here, so you will be able to do it today and tomorrow. But basically, this is page 95 of your book, and it's a simple chart of regular and irregular plural nouns. So you've already, I think you guys have already looked at a lot of these things in previous classes, but you might need this just to kind of refresh your memory. So I'm going to kind of show you a couple of things here. One thing I want to point out to you is, can you guys see letter B where it says box, boxes?
I can see your screen.
You cannot see it?
No.
Okay, Walter, can you see my screen?
No, I'm just seeing you.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I didn't click it. Oh, collaborate, man. Collaborate, guys. Sometimes I don't know what's going on over here. Now, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, like I said, you can take a picture or
But
just
everything
watch
is
the
black
video.
to me.
Everything's black?
Yeah.
No.
What about you, Mari? Can you see it?
Yes. Regular and irregular
Look,
pronouns.
I don't know what is happening.
Okay, Walter,
Look.
Walter, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to try again, okay, just for you.
Can you see my picture? This is my screen.
You are offline. I don't know what's happening.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
your cell phone? Oh, you took a picture of your
Yeah,
laptop with your cell phone.
yeah.
You're so smart with all that stuff. I wouldn't have thought of that. Okay, so let's try it again, Walter. Can you see me? Can you see a picture of me and you see the
Yes.
screen?
Yes,
Okay. Now,
yes,
let me try it again and we'll see if we can get you in here.
yes. Now I can see it.
Mhm.
Okay,
Regular and
regular
irregular
and
spelling.
irregular.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, now we got both of you guys back, so that's good. All right, so like I was saying, here is a list of some common difficult words to spell in the plural form, okay? So these are nouns, people, places, and things, and these are the spelling rules. So if you look at letter B, boxes, um, some
Boxes.
students will say, well, I know it needs a ES, but we say boxes, boxes. Okay, how do we
Boxes.
know if we need to pronounce it? When you have the SH, like sh, ch, s, you have these sounds on the right side, um, in the yellow there. That means you're going to make a plural noun, you put ES, and you're going to pronounce the E and the S. So boxes, okay? Another word would be bus, like take the bus to school. If I want to make it plural, I say buses. Okay, so we pronounce the E and the S. We also write the E and the S. Okay, what about letter C? It says baby, and then the plural has IES. Okay, how do you say the
Babies.
plural?
Babies.
Babies?
Do we say babies?
No.
No.
Yeah, we don't. Even though it's spelled with the ES, we do not pronounce the like the S sound, like baby is, right?
Right.
So this is different. I want you to see the difference in the spelling and the pronunciation. Babies, okay? And there's some more here you guys have probably already seen. I'm going to
Irregular.
come, yeah, I'm going to come down. Um, letter D, E, and F are all related to the same idea. They're talking about irregular spellings. E and F they both end with O, like potato and photo. Okay, potato and photo. They both have O at the end, but notice the difference in the spelling. Potatoes, you put ES. Photos, there's no E. So you're probably wondering, well, what's the rule? How do I know if I need the ES or just an S? There is no rule. It's not, we can't look at the consonant, vowel, consonant, or anything like that. So look at this. It's convenient here. They've said, note, when you're in doubt, use your dictionary. Isn't that nice?
Yes.
So
Very
that's what we have
helpful.
to do. The dictionary will tell you the plural spelling. Because these are just irregular words. It's hard to know exactly, from the word how to spell it. You just have to kind of memorize those. All right. And then the end of the list here. Um,
Nice.
yeah, look at this one, H and I. These are the singular words have a F, right? And then I, letter I, the singular word also ends with F. But in letter H, we're going to use V in the plural. And letter I, we don't use a V. We just put an S and we don't change the F to V. So again, we have some irregular exceptions to our rule. They don't follow a rule. You just have to know how to use that particular word. Use a dictionary if you need help. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, does anybody see anything here that you want to ask me about? Like any questions before I give you homework?
And M, to me, it sounds like the same. Analysis and analysis.
Oh, analysis and I think it's analyses.
The
It's
first one is
analyses.
analysis. And the
Like a
first one,
crisis and
analysis.
crises. Oh, sorry, what?
So the singular is analysis
Yeah,
and analysis.
yeah. And the plural, we
Oh,
say
that's
it like
confusing.
ease. Um,
Ease.
like crisis and crises.
Crisis. Crisis is the singular, right?
Yes,
Crisis.
Crisis.
crisis. Like we're going through a crisis right
Hypothesis.
now.
So it's the
Hmm.
same with the next one, hypothesis, hypothesis, hypothesis.
How hypotheses would be plural. Yeah. Parenthesis and
Parentheses.
parentheses.
I can know the difference when you're talking, but not when I'm talking.
Okay, so notice right away for my wonderful Spanish speakers, these words are opposite in your pronunciation. So when you see is, you think of ease, but it's actually is.
Yes.
Crisis, that's the one on the left. So if I want to say crisis in the yellow letters, singular, I use is at the end. The plural form is opposite of Spanish. In the plural form, I'm going to pronounce it ease, but it's spelled with the es. So the second word, the one on the right side, is pronounced with ease at the end. So basically, in your little Spanish mind, you just need to switch the pronunciations. Okay, so the spelling is not the same as how you would pronounce it in the Spanish language, okay?
I need to turn off my Spanish mind.
Me too.
But, but that is a really good point. I never thought about that until now. So I'm glad you said something, Walter. Yeah, they remember with English, we can't always go by the spelling to help us
Yes.
know the pronunciation.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is some stuff for you guys to kind of look at for homework. Okay, again, it's in the video, so if you need to come back to this, watch the end of the video and you can see this chart again. Now, I'm going to show you your homework. We were going to do exercise 2 in class, but we might just do it as a warm-up activity on Thursday. So maybe for exercise 2 here, you can just pick maybe 3 or 4 of these words in the blue box and put them in the chart. It's just to kind of check if you know the plural spelling. So like belief, they put in the S box because we just need to add one S. Beliefs. So you can pick, 4 or 5 of those and put them in the box. We didn't have time to do it today in class. Okay. We're not doing exercise 3, so skip that one. Your homework is exercise 6 and 7. So I'm going to go down to 6. And you can either take a picture or you can just come back to this page. But this is your homework, exercise 6. And what you're going to do is choose which of the blue words needs to go in the sentence. So number 1, is it bacterium are very small or bacteria are very small? So you just pick one of the words and you can write the answer on a piece of paper. And then organism or organisms, cell or cells, and so on. Okay, so that's exercise 6, and here's the rest of exercise 6 at the top, number 4, 5, and 6. So do those on a piece of paper. And then your other homework assignment is exercise, oops, sorry, let me go back. Exercise 7, which is right here. It says warm up, exercise 7, okay? So that is the other homework. So you've got exercise 6 and 7. And this one, you're just going to put which word commonly comes after computer. Like, do we say computer passenger, computer error, computer pilot, computer screen, and so on. You just pick which words from the blue box come after computer, and then number 2, which words in the blue box come after airplane. Airplane passenger, airplane error, or airplane pilot, whatever you think, okay?
Okay.
All right. Anybody have questions about the homework?
No.
Okay, so remember, if you're writing this on paper, I want you to remember this. Set up your MyLab, okay? Don't forget about your MyLab, and do the diagnostic test by Friday, okay? That's in the MyLab. Make sure you add me as your instructor in MyLab, because that's how I will see your score. So MyLab plus the diagnostic test and exercise 6 and 7 in your book, and then the discussion board assignment is due on Friday. Okay, can y'all remember that, or do you need me to write it down? It's in the lesson folder.
No. We're gonna remember. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Somehow I don't have any confidence in that. Okay, well, we are out of time for today. I'm going to try to finish by 12 o'clock every day. So thank you guys for joining me today.